we are playing anti-Aurora decks, thanks to Cardmarket, the channel sponsor, the biggest marketplace of trading card games in Europe. And we're playing Kha'Zix. We played a lot of Kha'Zix yesterday, really enjoyed it. This is now day 2 of Kha'Zix, which means that I've got quite a bit of experience of the deck. I kind of know what I want the deck to do. And there's a few different pathways. It's that classic case of, I say it for every deck, whenever you're building a deck, you've got 3 routes you can go. No seals, orange seal, purple seal. I can tell you for sure we're not playing orange seals. It's not an option. With Kha'Zix, we've basically got 2 routes to go. Kha'Zix is a really good legend. It's the only good XP legend. You get a little bit of XP naturally, and you can spend that XP quite easily, right? Like, actually, what you don't want to do in an XP deck is you don't just want to hoard all your XP. It just does nothing, right? You actually want to gain some XP and actually have nice ways of spending it. Now, Kha'Zix, you gain a lot of XP naturally with the legend, but actually moreover with the champion. The champion does cost a power, but it is a very strong card. So strong, in fact, honestly, it might be a mistake not to play this in the main deck as like a one-off copy. I haven't been doing that currently. But the general game plan of this deck revolves around this champion unit. I'm playing it quite early. When I attack or defend, if an enemy unit is alone here, give me +2 might and gain 2 XP. That 2 XP is really nice. 2 XP is quite a lot of XP. Now, the main way we want to spend that XP, because there's not tons of ways, the legend obviously, but this card. This is the absolute money card and is probably the biggest, no, it's the second biggest reasons to play Kha'Zix. So, in Chaos or Purple, there is only 1 XP legend. So if you want to play Insightful Investigator, you play it in Kha'Zix. When you play me, choose an opponent, they reveal their hand. 0 cost, look at your opponent's hand. It's already actually pretty reasonable. You may pay 2 XP to choose a card from their hand. If you do, discard that card and they draw 1. So you see the Aurora? No, discard that. Okay, they might draw into the Aurora again, but you know, it is what it is. Unbelievably good card. Now, the thing is with the Insightful Investigator is you can also combine it with Sabotage, right? Like if you don't have the XP, you can play Sabotage to discard it. Now, the other thing that we've got to consider though with the Insightful Investigator is how do we actually generate XP in this deck? Well, we generate XP from winning combats with Kha'Zix. We generate XP by our Kha'Zix champion attacking or defending into 1 enemy unit. That's a problem against Aurora, isn't it? Because guess what? Aurora ain't doing any of that until Aurora's down. They're probably not even playing their Misfortune. They're probably just chilling, especially against Kha'Zix. Why would they? So one thing to consider is like, how else do we gain XP, right? And there's a few ways. Well, this card is probably my favorite card of the new set overall for Chaos. I would say it's my favorite. It's not necessarily the best. There's a lot of good combat tricks, obviously. It's definitely a contender for one of the best cards of the set, though. Like, it's not the most spectacular. It's, you know, you've got like the new Vex, for example. This card is just very strong. Pretty much every purple deck will be playing this, I would imagine. It's just a 1-cost gear, which you can then kill the following turn, predict 2, draw 1, and gain 1 XP. Now, the XP, you play this card in decks that don't care about XP. So naturally, in a deck which actually does care about XP, this card's really cool. Now, the other reason I like this card is it's sort of one thing we're going to have to really look at in this deck. A big weakness of this color combo is where is the card draw? It basically doesn't exist. There basically isn't any. There's one card, there's like Nidalee, which I can show you, which sort of like works in a similar way to a budget Kai'Sa in many ways. 3 energy, 1 orange power, 4 might with ambush when I win a combat, draw 1. To be fair, that's not terrible. If you compare it to Kai'Sa, it's not as good, right? Like, this has to survive the combat in order to draw. You have to play it as a power cost. You can, you know, kind of ambush it in. This is not that much draw though, right? It's Kai'Sa. So the way that we're going to draw cards in this deck is going to be mainly with Traveling Merchant, top decking, empty hand. Now, another card, which we're not definitely playing, but when your sort of draw strategy is empty your hand quite quickly and just try and finish off the game, because we need to be quite quick. We don't have much draw. We're going to be quite an aggressive deck. So Ezreal also becomes an interesting card draw option. A lot of people really underestimate how good this card is without the, you know, obviously it was broken before with Chord Shot, the card is actually still good. When you play me, discard 1, draw 2. If you have no cards in hand, if Ezreal is your last card in hand, you draw 2 cards. That's really good, right? That is extremely, extremely good. So Ezreal, Traveling Merchant, is most likely going to be our card draw tool. I would say Ezreal is probably not going to make the cut unless we play Purple Seals. But like Purple Seals, Scurry's Bloom, Traveling Merchant, there's quite a lot of like synergy there, right? Which is like trying to empty your hand to draw more cards, right? You hold the Bloom, the Scryer, I think it's called Scryer, I think that's how you pronounce it. You hold the Scryer until you use your Ezreal, your Traveling Merchant, to draw some extra cards that you otherwise wouldn't, and that's probably going to be our main draw engine. The Traveling Merchant, definitely. The Ezreal is not locked in by any stretch of the imagination. So let's go back to that like XP question. How do we actually get XP? Give the YouTube stream a like, by the way, if you like it. Well, the thing is that we don't need to necessarily overdo it, right? We don't actually need to overdo it. Now, against, basically like, we kind of already, in my opinion, have enough XP just with the Legend and just with Void Reaver. Like, I genuinely don't think we need to add much more. However, against Aurora, because of this card, yes, we have Sabotage, but I want to be able to discard their Aurora if I see it with the Insightful Investigator. I'd very happily pay 2 XP, and then I can use that Sabotage bit later on for something else, for example, right? Or maybe the Insightful Investigator, I see that they have a dragon in hand and there are 11 runes. Bam, you know, get rid of that dragon. So, how do we actually do that? Well, there's actually a few ways. This card's pretty interesting, the Blood Rose. When you play a unit, you may pay 1 to gain 1 XP. Don't hate this card, not sure it's necessarily fitting in this one. I don't really like any of just the cards that gain XP. Like, if you compare this guy with the Bloom, right? You play this card just because he gains XP. You play this card because it's just good, and the XP is actually valuable in this deck as well, right? Now, Mr. Root is a very, very serious option as our way of gaining this XP. When I move to a battlefield, gain 2 XP. It's a pretty good card because with Kha'Zix, it sort of like pays for itself, right? You move in with the Mr. Root. If he's on his own at that battlefield, right, you move him back immediately and, you know, it's like in, out for 2. Also, the Accelerate, if we're playing Purple Seals, becomes better. Mr. Root was in my deck yesterday. He is a serious consideration. I kind of don't love the card, though. It's just one thing that this deck struggles with is we actually don't have many stats. And this doesn't help achieve that, right? And as I'm going to show you in a minute, I think our other 2 drop options can be better. This is probably the card. It's just a good card in general, Grim Resolve. Give a friendly unit +3 might this turn. When it wins a combat this turn, gain 2 XP. Now, against an Aurora deck, if they've got like nothing on board, paying 2 for a Grim Resolve feels a bit random, right? It doesn't feel that great, but I mean, who cares if it's like, I'll very happily pay 2 to enable myself to discard the Aurora. And the truth is that this card is just quite good in general, right? It's one of the best XP generation cards, if not the best. +3 for 2, pretty reasonable, right? Gain 2 XP, which we can definitely put to use with like the Kha'Zix Legend, for example, maybe with the Insightful Investigator. So I think probably I prefer Grim Resolve to Mr. Root. The other thing to think about with Mr. Root is against the Aurora players, they're all playing like this 1 damage spell. Whether or not they're playing Misfortune or not. Why does that not show up? Yeah, they're all playing this, right? Flurry of Blades. So like, yeah, you move, you flip in Mr. Root into the battlefield, and then they Flurry of Blades here. I mean, it's not the worst. You still gain some XP. Like, Mr. Root is definitely a very serious consideration. Not ruling it out, but I think that like Grim Resolve is probably better in every other matchup, and against Aurora, it's not much worse, right? So I think Grim Resolve is probably going to make the cut as well. And that's all the XP generation we're going to play. Like, Mr. Root is an option. It is an option. But yeah, obviously we're going to play stack deck. We're going to main deck Gust. The reason we're going to main deck Gust is we need to be anti-meta, and we're extremely good into Aurora already. The other sort of like big bad of the format seemingly is LeBlanc, and Gust is very good against LeBlanc. So I just want to main deck the Gust. We can sideboard it out when we're not playing against LeBlanc. But it's just a pretty good card in general, right? Like, you can't really go that wrong with it. Also, Gust, the biggest weakness of Gust is that it's emptying our hand quite quickly. But if we're playing one of these decks, which is looking to draw from like Ezreal, it's looking to draw from the Traveling Merchant, emptying our hand quite quickly is very fine. Now, there's also Punch First. We're definitely going to be playing at least some amount of Punch First. Probably like the split of Grim Resolve Punch First is something to decide. But Punch First is just a must. One thing we really struggle with in this deck is actually just raw stats. A lot of the units we're going to be playing are very low power. And Punch First and Grim Resolve are sort of going to be our two ways of trying to fix that dynamic. So we're going to be playing them. So yeah, that's basically the gist of the deck. Now, we've got the last 15 cards to just like fill out a reasonable curve, pretty much. Now, one card I wasn't playing yesterday, which I think we have to. I certainly want to like start the day with 3 copies, is Vex. I mean, it's just busted. It's just very, very overstated. And I actually think it should work extremely well in this deck. Well, because we actually forgot the signature spell, I don't think signature will show up, right? Which is basically the best card of the entire flipping deck, mate. Which is... Oh, it's not a unit, it's a signature spell. It is the whole reason to play Kha'Zix. We are not playing Kha'Zix because of this legend. No. We're kind of playing Kha'Zix for 2 reasons. Partly because this card is so good, and it's the only deck you can play this card in. But moreover, we're playing Kha'Zix for the signature spell, which is sort of like the theme, really, of Unleashed in general. Understated legends, extremely strong signature spells. This might be the best of the bunch. It's up there. Probably Rengar's is better. Void, maybe not though. Honestly, this card is busted. Void Assault, move a friendly unit, then move an enemy unit. It is a charm where you also get to move one of your own units at the same time. So flexible, so busted, so insane. It's so good that we want to play Fizz because it gives us access to more. Like, we probably want 2 Fizz at least. Fizz can play Stack Deck, Fizz can play Gust. Moreover, Fizz can play Sabotage. Fizz can play Punch First, Grim Resolve, but mostly the Void Assault, right? Now, as you can see, we're at 33 cards. We're already over, but it is important to recognize that we've already sort of got like some sideboard cards in our main deck, if that makes sense. Like, that's usually my approach I like. Like, for example, with Gust, okay, I want a tech for LeBlanc, so do I have my tech card for LeBlanc in my sideboard and go 0-1 to LeBlanc? No, I don't. I just include the tech in my main deck. I try and win game 1 against LeBlanc, and then against every other deck I sideboard it out if I don't think it's pulling its weight, right? But as you can see, we're like already basically out of cards because I have not got any kind of curve. So we're going to have to think like really carefully about like Punch First, Grim Resolve, these kinds of things. Like, this is why the Vex wasn't fitting in the deck, but surely Vex is too good not to play, right? We don't have the Ezreal yet. We don't have Seals. Seals are something I'm still interested in. But I was quite sold that this deck won't work without Seals until I realized that this is the card of truth in this deck, the Treasure Hunter. When I move, play a Gold Gear token exhausted. Why is Treasure Hunter so good in this deck? Well, it's a very power-hungry deck, but if you actually look at the Kha'Zix synergy here, spend 2 XP, move an exhausted friendly unit from a battlefield to its base. So you move in with the Treasure Hunter, and if you've got 2 XP, because you're going to have quite a lot of XP from this champion a lot of the time, and there's really not that much to do with it. So the best thing to do with it is spend 2 XP to move an exhausted friendly unit. And like, while it's nice to like move back something to protect it, it's even better to be moving something like a Treasure Hunter or a Traveling Merchant, right? So then we can use our XP from our legend to generate gold to discard draw. So I think the Treasure Hunter is a must. And that's why I'm kind of moving away from Mr. Root in general. I just think there's better options at 2. I would rather play a Treasure Hunter. What's better, 2 XP or gold? And it's actually an extremely clear answer. It's gold, right? Especially because the Treasure Hunter is also gaining gold when it moves from battlefield to base. Mr. Root is only gaining XP when it moves from base to battlefield. So the Treasure Hunter is just An absolute must in this one. Now, the other thing when you're looking at this deck already, we need more 2-drop. We don't have enough 2-drops right now. And we're already playing the Treasure Hunter. And we're already playing the... words are hard. Thingamajigger. Oh, there's also another 2-drop we're definitely playing. You're already looking at like Tide Turner, right? Tide Turner can move the Treasure Hunter. Tide Turner can move the Traveling Merchant. Tide Turner can be a nice hidden card. It's a nice flexible card, like to gank, pseudo gank later on in the match as well, right? Like move our Vex from one battlefield to the other to score a point. It's just hard to argue with Tide Turner, right? Now, the other card that we probably are going to be wanting in this deck is the Irresistible Faithfolk as a 2-drop. When I move to a battlefield, you may move an enemy unit to that battlefield. So this is a good card in this deck because of the champion. So basically, like a clear play pattern with this deck is Faithfolk on turn 1. Then if your opponent plays like, I don't know, like a good 3-drop, I don't really think of one, but they just play like some 3-drop that you want to get rid of, right? Bam, you go Faithfolk into the battlefield, you move it into the battlefield, and you ambush with your Kha'Zix, who then gets +2 and gains 2 XP. It does deramp you though, so this power cost is really sad in this deck. Like, this card is probably good enough, and we're going to play it, but like you can see we're already quite filled up on cards, and like I would quite like to bring Tide Turner in. I'm sure there's other cards. I think like 2 Tide Turners is probably roughly the right amount. And I'm sure there's going to be like more cards that we want to look at playing. So we're going to have to like think about our sideboard still. Bear in mind, we've kind of got like pre-sideboard still with Gust. Maybe we could drop down to like 2 Punch first. 3 Grim Resolve also feels like quite a lot. But I think because of the Aurora matchup, the fact that we don't have the root for Aurora and we don't have any other way of generating XP apart from the Grim Resolve, we probably should just be on 3 Grim Resolves because it's good against Aurora and it's just kind of good elsewhere. So maybe we go down to 2 Punch first, for example. That could be like 1 starter. Maybe we just play like the 3rd Punch first in the sideboard. That seems like a really reasonable start. I want to try the Vex, 3 of, to be honest. So this might just be the main deck. Maybe even like the Faithfolk could come into the sideboard, for example, right? When like Gust comes in. But then we should like start thinking a bit about what are the other cards that are really good. And there's a lot of like very standout cards. Right now we don't have a single copy of Ezreal, which in my opinion is really good card draw. Having said that, we're not on purple seals with this build either. We're like struggling to fit it. I really like Blast Cone as a card as well. Like I think this card is extremely interesting. When you play this, you may move an enemy unit. When you move an enemy unit, you may exhaust this to stun this, right? We're doing all this stuff with like the signature spell. Well, why not stun our opponent's unit at the same time, right? While we're in it, like use the Blast Cone, move it into the Kha'Zix. I think that the Blast Cone is more of like, if we go down the route of Purple Seal, the Blast Cone is really good. I really like this card though. Like, I think that part of what I want on the sideboard for now is just cards I like, to just sort of like represent like the cards we're interested in moving forwards. Existential Dread, really interesting card. Stun an attacking enemy unit. If it's already stunned, return it to owner's hand instead. Very interesting card. What else have we got? Like Ride the Wind, Rebuke, like just generically good cards, right? Overzealous Fan I think could be good. Hard Bargain could be alright. Heedless Resurrection I'm not so sure on, but it's seeing quite a bit of play. Dragon Soul Sage is also a really interesting card, right? As a 2-drop. Oh, we don't even have First Mate. Well, obviously we're playing 3 First Mates, so then it becomes even more difficult to fit everything into the deck, right? Which is really interesting. Starcrossed, that's a really good card, right? Ezreal is a card I'm really interested in for a bit more draw. Bewitching Spirit is a really good card. There's just so many nice options. That's the thing with Riftbound as well, right? Like the more sets are released, the harder and harder it is to build the optimal deck because there's so many more options. I would say that's probably about it. Although we shouldn't also forget that there's like the new flipping Rengar, right? Like Rengar's an unbelievable card that we should certainly consider. I think he costs 6. We tried this card yesterday as well, Conscription, which is quite fun. More on the meme side, but like Rengar exists as a card, right? Like there is a lot of options. But yeah, we need to cut 3 cards from main. I'm keeping the 3 Gust in main. I want to be teched for LeBlanc game 1. So we have to reduce. I wonder about the Fey Folk, how good it actually is if we're not playing Blast Cone, honestly. I'm not totally convinced by this card. But we're going to keep it in there for now. Like, this is where you can see, like, I got rid of the Vex. But there's not really that much to get rid of. Like, you could cut this card, but I think this card's just too good not to play. Just seems a bit ridiculous, especially in an XP deck. So it's like, we never want to get rid of Sabotage. I don't really want to get rid of either of these. I think that the 2-drops, like the Treasure Hunter and Merchant, are locked. The Tide Turner just seems too good with them. The Fey Folk, I'm not totally sold on. First Mate is way too good not to play. That's the other thing about Treasure Hunter and Merchant I kind of forgot to mention, right? The First Mate synergy is absolutely outrageous. Hey, Red Rose, hope you're good, buddy. I appreciate you, mate. I appreciate you, buddy. Have a good rest. So we could maybe go down to like 1 Fizz, for example. I think 1 Fizz would be fine. I mean, honestly, we could drop the Fizz entirely. That is an option. Like, we could drop Fizz. The Vex is the other card that's kind of like, yeah, maybe you just cut the Vex, but I really don't want to. And let's drop 1 Fey Folk down. So you just play 2 Fey Folks. We drop the Fizz for now, so you can go into side. Because again, we've got this Gust, which is like a pre-sideboard. So let's try this to start off with. I think this is a nice starting point. There's not really, like, we didn't play any Vex yesterday. This card's busted. And then the sideboard is just like cards I like, right? Like the Blast Cone. I think that like 1 Blast Cone inside could be extremely reasonable. Like I'm sure there's some matchups that this card is just going to absolutely pop off. Because basically what you can do is you can just have this play pattern where you just keep dragging stuff into your card 6. Just go drag into card 6, drag into card 6. So this is the card 6 deck we played yesterday. It was with... Oh, this is actually not the one I played yesterday because I tried a bit off stream. I played like a game or 2 with this setup and didn't really like it this much. Oh, we didn't add battlefields. So that's something we need to think about too, right? And the rune split. So let's just do that last of all. Battlefields kind of pick themselves, I think. It's going to be Arena's Greatest for sure. It's going to be... Also, by the way, worth mentioning, like with Scurrious Boom and Stack Deck, Nocturne plus Candlelit, super legit strategy. Super legit strategy. We're already kind of struggling for space, so I'm not gonna go down that route just yet. But let me tell you, that is a route I'm interested in. Let me tell you, Forbidding Waste I think is good in this deck. It's kind of weird, but it should be good because we can like drag our opponent's stuff in. Basically, the reason this one is good when a unit here is defending alone, it has -2, is because with Void Assault, thank God the card says it. When you move both yours and an enemy unit to the same battlefield, they are the defender, which is really, really significant. And then finally, the Seat of Power. Feels really good in this deck. When you conquer here, draw 1 for each other battlefield your allies control. In terms of the rune split, it's probably like 7-5 or something. Sabotage. Is it even 7-5? I mean, at this point, we've actually got more, without Fizz, we've actually got more orange than purple. The thing is you definitely want, maybe it's like 7-5 the other way. Sabotage, Void Assault can be whatever we want. The main reason I have so many purple is because we definitely want this early. So maybe it's even like 8-4, right? But you want to be able to card 6 early. It's going to be so bad if you're 4 runes deep and you haven't hit 1 purple. So probably 8-4 is enough. Let's do that. Let's go 8-4. And basically every time you play Signature Spell, we should just be paying a purple. Probably. Which means we could even go 7-5 maybe. I also think like ideally we probably don't play the car 6 champ until like turn 3 once we've got gold generation. Thanks, Evo. I appreciate it. Glad it's helpful. But yeah, if you guys are enjoying the YouTube stream, you can give it a like. Thanks to Cardmarket, the channel sponsor. I guess I don't usually play this early, but I would have expected a game to have been found by now. I guess it's because it's just not peak times yet. All right, let's give it a spin. We're up against Fiora game 1. Let's go for the Seat of Power to show this. This battlefield really impressed me in Lille. We were seeing playing Annie a lot. Possible I could have even played it in my Teemo deck, honestly. We'll go first. So, I always like to double mulligan, generally. I obviously can't drop the Tide Turner. I'm kind of tempted to drop these two. I mean, there's honestly an argument that we could even drop, like, this is probably the best. The thing is I want to find a better 2-drop than Tide Turner, right? I want the Treasure Hunter, for sure. That's why I'm kind of tempted to try and dig a bit more. What's better, though, Stack Deck or Bloom? Like, I really want to get rid of the Tide Turner if I hit the Treasure Hunter, but we can't do that, right? I actually think Bloom might be slightly better in this deck. I can explain that a bit more. The reason is because like Traveling Merchant can be some of our draw. We have really low draw in this current build, by the way. We are extremely low on draw right now. Let's go Fey Folk. Because yeah, we could go Fey Folk, move in, Kha'Zix. But again, if we don't have that purple rune. So I'm quite worried about our lack of draw with this setup. Maybe we could look at Nidalee, for example. The Ezreal is quite nice. Okay, so they played the Heirloom. This is a really nice card. They gain 1 XP. Yeah. Now this is where, like, imagine we had Treasure Hunter already, right? We move in, we first mate, Treasure Hunter. We're just popping off. Let's move Fey Folk in. Game 1. Tide Turn is actually already quite nice here. Because we just Tide Turn. Look, we've got those 4 in, so this wouldn't even be playable right now. Let's do this. And just get this down for 1 as well. So certainly not the most impressive of openings. I think we can agree. But imagine we hit the Treasure Hunter. We'd already have 2 gold. Like, Treasure Hunter is an absolute must in this one. And you can see why I like the Tide Turner alongside it as well, right? If you're already playing Traveling Merchant, you're already playing Treasure Hunter, the Tide Turner just becomes extremely compelling. I think the Tide Turner is good with the Vex as well. We would have loved to have played Vex here, I guess. Maybe not. Maybe not that much. Okay, so they've got 6. It's going to be a 7 Might Fiora. We can definitely try and do some shenanigans with Kha'Zix here. So we go to 2. Now, here's the question. We could go Fey Folk, for example. Move Fey Folk into the Seat of Power. Drag Fiora with it. Kha'Zix. But do we really want to do that? Do we really want to do that? Or would we rather just, like, score, right? Would we rather just score and leave, like, the Fiora kind of just alone? Well, Fiora's going to be at 7 Might when defending, but she's only going to be 6 Might when attacking. If the Fey Folk moves it, it's going to be defending, so it'll be 7. If we do, like, the Void Assault, not so much. Now, what we could do with the Fey Folk is we could go Fey Folk plus Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix will be at 6. We gain 2 XP. So we'd have 7. They'll also have 7. Then they punch first. We can't beat punch first. So that would lose the punch first. What we could also do is we could just go like Tide Turner for Tide Turner, right? For example. And then Tide Turner conquers this one, draw. And just leave the Fey Folk at the base for now. I think I'm more inclined to do that. So let's just start off with like Scurry's Bloom. We gain an XP. I'm going to use the XP tracker as well. I think that's probably better practice. So we gain 1 XP. We look at the top 2 cards. This is Predict. So we can add 1 to hand. Recycle. Treasure Hunter's kind of late in the day, but I definitely quite like the look of it. And I quite like this still being on top of the deck. So I think I'm just going to add the Treasure Hunter to hand and leave the other on top. So I can go Treasure Hunter. And then I can actually go First Mate, ready the Treasure Hunter, move the Treasure Hunter in, generate a gold, draw for the Seat of Power, go to 3 points. We don't have any, we only have 1 XP right now. We'll move the Tide Turner away. Sadly, we're going to probably have to just leave the Treasure Hunter there. We don't have enough XP right now because we haven't won a combat. But you can, like, the Treasure Hunter is an absolute must in this deck, right? With the First Mate. Crazy good. And it helps me, like, not play the Seals. So it finds me space. Because I wanted to play Seal in this deck, which was slightly misguided because I underestimated the power of the Treasure Hunter in this one. Treasure Hunter plus First Mate. Traveling Merchant plus First Mate. The Legend plus First Mate. And even just adding in a couple of Tide Turners. Oh, Ash. Ash is a great card. We're probably going to have the Void Assault banished. So basically Ash, one of my favourite cards in the new set. But we should be able to get this back relatively easily. The Fae Folk will help. I imagine they go for the Sig Spell, but maybe Grim Resolve is what they have to go for. Basically, if I hold, I'll get this card back, which shouldn't be that difficult. But I think Ash is like one of the best anti-Aurora cards. It's banished, basically. So I didn't put it into the discard. We get it back if we hold. So we lost our Treasure Hunter. They've got 3 open, which is a lot still. Any new tips into what skills a new TCG player should improve? Play slowly, but not too slowly. I don't know. Time management is probably one of the things that's easy. Like, I would say the easiest thing to underestimate is time management and how important that can be. Already I'm feeling a little bit anxious though, like losing the Grim Resolve. They kind of know what we've got cooking. I think we probably do go for just like a hold play. We could move the Ash in. They know we don't have really much of anything to do though, right? Like they kind of know exactly how many points we have. I'm really nervous about Punch First still. I kind of like this Ash is kind of a pain. We need to score some points. The question is, do we go for a hold, right? Can we go Fae Folk, for example? They don't know the last card we have in hand. We could also like take a buff maybe. This is why I'm just worried about our lack of draw, right? Like, and you can see also like we're only playing 2 Punch First right now. Like I think you can already see we should be playing 3. Like if I have a Punch First in hand here, it's just totally different. Gust is definitely not a card we want in this matchup, but it's something I'm just putting in main deck because I think that you have to beat LeBlanc. We might just have to send it. Like we might just have to send the Kha'Zix here. Let's take a buff. Maybe we just send everything in here. We bring the Ash into we move Ash into the Sunken Temple with the Fae Folk. They don't know this one card, right? It's the only thing they don't know. If they overcommit to a combat trick as well, they know we can move the Fiora. So I have priority. The question for us here is, do we just slam the Kha'Zix already? Probably. I think we probably do just slam the card 6. We have gold for it, so we don't deramp. It gains us 2 XP. So it goes to 6 immediately, and we gain 2 XP also immediately. This is our banished Grim Resolve from Ash. So they can take out 2 of our units, but we win the combat, which means we gain another XP, and of course, we score a point. Now, the other question is here, what do we do about this Fiora? And there's also we could draw for, because this card 6 is 6, we can draw for Sunken Temple, which I didn't actually realize when I made the play. So now that we've drawn the Grim Resolve, here's an interesting decision, right? The card 6 is a 6 right now. We could play Void Assault. If we go Void Assault, we have to move the Fiora back to base. Like, she has to go back to base. We have to move her somewhere. So we could go Void Assault right now to move Fiora back to base. Maybe just move the first mate in to the Seat of Power. Draw a card. Right? We probably should hold, get the Grim Resolve back. We get an additional point. This is the big decision point. Do we go for it? I think I'm going to go for it. Play orange power. We could try and move Fiora into car 6. They know it's there though. Honestly, we could just try that. We go first mate here. Fiora to Temple. Let's try that. Let's just full flipping send it, mate. They didn't use a combat trick. So, car 6 is going to be... I think the first mate resolves first. Let me know if you guys agree with that. Okay, so they riposte. So then first mate will just stay here. That's pretty good. We get that from them. Wasn't a punch first. So now I pass. I think this went well for us. If we hold, we get this Grim Resolve back. You can see why I'm anxious about card draw as well though, right? Like, oof, we are low on it. But the Treasure Hunter is going to be an absolute MV flipping P in this deck. It already paid for the car 6, so car 6 didn't deramp us. I think we have to add the third punch first though. Because we're so short on cards in hand, we need like a punch. Quite literally, we need to pack a punch. But yeah, if they didn't riposte this, we were going to draw, right, off the first mate. We were going to score off the first mate. We were going to gain 2 more XP from the car 6. That's also like why I'm not sold on Grim Resolve, to be totally honest, in general. It's like, in a normal game that's not against Aurora, we kind of have enough, really... Okay. Kind of have enough draw. Like, we kind of have enough XP. So we held, so we get Grim Resolve back. Let's go for probably the Bloom first, right? We gain an XP. Investigator seems really good here. I have XP sort of to burn, so I'm going to draw that. I don't want the Treasure Hunter at this point, so with the Predict, we put that to bottom. We add this to hand. And I think the Investigator is just the first thing that we play here. So we look at their hand first, and then we can decide afterwards if we want to discard a card from it. Wow. Dragon, Rift Herald. Probably that's what's got to go, right? They have a riposte. I mean, they can sacrifice their Fiora as well, right? They can sacrifice the Fiora. What we could possibly do here, Fiora's going to be defending at 7. We could go like Tide Turner onto the... We could go like Grim Resolve onto Kha'Zix. If they don't riposte it immediately, we take the Rift Herald. Look how good this card is, bro. So sick. So they have to discard. Because basically this card is popping off with the dragon. So now we're going to go for Grim Resolve. Importantly, before we reveal the rest of our strategy. Yep. So we gain 2 XP. And we get +3. Now, here comes the Tide Turner! But it's too late for them. Now, this goes to 9. We gain 2 XP. Bam! And we know their hand. Of course, they could have drawn. The one card they've drawn, we don't know, right? That is the one concern. But yeah, they just sacrifice. They draw 2, channel 1 exhausted. We still have to wait for them. They could still play something here. So we score. We want a combat, so we get another XP. You can see what I mean about the XP. There's like almost too much. And we draw because of Seat of Power. Now, we probably just sit where we're at. They can't play the dragon. Aurora is a little bit scary, to be fair. Yay! Nice win. The Gusts were obviously terrible in this matchup. They would have to be sideboarded out. You can see why I'm not sold on Grim Resolve, right? Why do I need 7 XP, bro? Like, we're not doing anything with that. But, again, I think for the Aurora matchup, it's good. Like, it's more, like, we could play this or the Root. And I think the Root is just bad. The Vex is still... I'm not sold on just yet either. What did I say we were missing? Oh, the third punch. I think we have to play 3 punch first. I think that's like the one thing I don't like about this list we've got.
Are you okay with kids in here?
Yeah, I don't mind. We could try like 2 Vex maybe, for example. Why is the deck not legal? I'll probably have punch first on side, yeah. That's a good showing though, but you can also see like the lack of draw is a concern with this deck. You have to win pretty quickly. Let's try the Forbidding Waste Battlefield this time. This one melts my brain a bit. Like, I'm not that good at manipulating this one just yet. Something we need to be really careful of. Okay, it's an interesting hand. Don't want Sabotage. Probably 2 Void Assault is too greedy at this point. I always like to double mulligan if I can, so start things off with either the Traveling Merchant or the Fey Folk. I think I start with Traveling Merchant. Thank you. So Pike is usually like a discard deck. Sharkling, interesting. Already I'm kind of tempted to just slam the Void Assault. It's kind of early, for sure, but it just gets rid of this. Like it's just gone. So we're gonna do that. We have to do the merchant trigger, so we just get rid of... This is also ready. What do we discard here? We're going to be at 1 XP. Probably the Grim Resolve could go. Yeah, that's quite good. We gain a point. One XP from winning the combat, that is. Let's go Traveling Merchant back, discard Fey Folk, draw, and then play the other Fey Folk. Hello, lovely. How are you? Do you want to go outside? Is that why you're bugging me? Yeah? We just want some fuss. Okay. It's interesting. We don't have the 2 XP for the Investigator just yet. Quite tempted to like drag the Hopeful here and slam the Kha'Zix this turn. Could be reasonable. The Gust doesn't look bad, but it's probably the worst card here. Another one. So we go to 2. It might be better to have gone to this battlefield, I suppose. I'm really not sure on how this one is working easily. I'm pretty bad at it. Let's just go for a stack deck. Punch first. I mean, the Vex is interesting, right? But doesn't really save us. I mean, the Vex kind of saves us, but I think Punch first is just the card. I think if Fey Folk moves in, the Treasure Hunter is the defender, right? I guess that's what I'm not sure on. I think because we move first, we're an attacker, right? So then what we could do is we could move the Hopeful in, I suppose. Do you guys agree with that? The one who applies contested to the battlefield is the one who gets the attacker. So the one who entered with Fae Folk is the attacker. Looks like I am the attacker. Because with Void Assault is like, we both move to a battlefield we don't control, but Fae Folk is moving to the battlefield, right? It is the attacker, and then it brings this in. I would guess. My opponent moves to attack an open Forbidding Waste with Fae Folk, then targets unit to move an enemy unit to that battlefield. Who is attacker? What do you reckon, chat? Any chatters with ideas? So we could either gust this back or just Grim Resolve. It's probably just Grim Resolve, right? Gain 2 XP. Gain another XP and a point. And then we probably just pay 2 XP to move the Fae Folk back. So Fae Folk's really good with this battlefield, basically. So you want 3 Fae Folks when this battlefield's in play. And then it's not as good otherwise. The gust is kind of collecting dust, so... Do we ever slam the punch first here? We are so low on cards. I would quite like my Travelling Merchant, I think. Travelling Merchant is going to be drawing me cards soon, right? We win a combat, so we gain another XP. Oof. I kind of want both of these cards. That's the concern with the Merchant here, right? I deramped too much. The Investigator might just have to go. An Investigator could be so good. If they've got like the discard card in hand, we really want to get rid of that. That's the thing. But the first mate is so strong here. I mean, we could go Fae Folk, Car 6 this turn, and just leave the cards in hand somewhat. But then we still have to move the Travelling Merchant. Like Fae Folk could move the Noxus Hopeful. Leaving 2 in hand might just be fine at this point, and then we try and... This is still deramping us though. So we'll be at 6 next turn. Could play both, but we'll have another card then. We've got to get to 9 points as well, so we've got to try and really think this through. We're playing like this aggro game plan, but we're going to run out of steam quickly. But I think we have to kind of keep up the pace in many ways. They're tapped out, so this doesn't look great. Like, we move the Fae Folk, the Treasure Hunters, just gonzo, right? We just leave the Hopeful. I think that's the plan. They get a gold, but their guys at 0. So we score, we get another XP. We're probably going to spend our XP to move this guy back. Vex is interesting, right? That's really interesting. Could be good. This wouldn't be defending alone. The counterplay would be like a gust, right? You can really see why I'm worried about the draw. Bloody draw with this deck, though. My God. The draw is the great enemy in this one. That works. Treasure Trove. Treasure Hunter. Tide Turner. They've only got one card in hand, mate. Okay, they add Tide Turner back to hand. Wait, where did this gold come from? Okay, from the legend. Yeah, fair enough. So Vex says they can't move this turn, so they have to like resequence a bit. Vex stops them moving for, you know, just because this card wasn't good enough without all the other bits of text and stats and deflects. They added the, was it the Tide Turner that added back? Is it Tide Turner? I can't really remember exactly. Say, yeah, Tide Turner, sure. Tide Turner can't move, so I guess its ability doesn't work. Kind of makes sense. I mean, we're taking a peek every single time, right? And then this is where the Traveling Merchant starts to pop off as well, because we can just empty the hand. The only question with this is, where do we play it? Probably, I would guess, at base. We don't discard that. We can keep that. We know exactly what they have, and it's not going to be enough. We draw from Traveling Merchant. We score. We're in a combat. I think I'm fine just moving these back, honestly. We could also move the Traveling Merchant back here, right? We just let them score, is what it is. So basically, like, the question on the Fey Folk is, you always play Fey Folk on Forbidding Waste, right? That's basically why the card's good, because of that combo without needing any other synergies. Yeah, we didn't use our card 6 yet, which is probably a good strategy against a discard deck, right? Because we're just we're trying to not let our hand get too countered by discard. What was that they bounced back? Treasure Hunter, was it? The key play here was just on the turn 1, the Void Assault, turn 2, onto their thingamajigambabobba. To unlock Vex ability. Game 2, I'm down. I'm not going to sideboard, like, our sideboard isn't really sorted. We're just... I imagine Seat of Power is going to be good against them because they're a discard player. We should probably wait to see what their battlefield is. Probably we're never keeping Gust. I would guess the Insightful Investigator goes too. It's not a bad, like, turn 1 option, just see what's in hand though, right? I'd rather not play the first May on turn 1, but I like double mulligan. I'm not much of a mulligan 1 card kind of guy. We'll be a bit sad to play first May on 1, but it's not that much worse than just playing thingamajigger. So we could play Fey Folk. Probably Fey Folk's fine. Early card 6 maybe. Also, we don't have to take the ability, right? Could have just gone first mate. Treasure Trove. They didn't find that last game, did they? They slammed the Noxus Hopeful. I think they might live to regret that when we've got this card 6 staring them down. Pretty sure we're just always slamming card 6 here, right? We go Fey Folk. I mean, we could... Oh, they're not defending alone, though. Skins for Life, you can check the link at the top of the description for the card market. I think that if I type it in Twitch chat, the link will also pop up. Yeah, there you go. They've got 5. I mean, we definitely want to try and overcome this turn. We definitely want to get rid of the Treasure Hunter. Like, Fey Folk for Treasure Hunter is already, like, super fine. I don't want to de-ramp with Punch first, though. And the problem is that Car 6, they wouldn't be defending alone, right? Unless we, like, go Fey Folk here, move the Hopeful. Car 6, but then the Treasure Hunter survives. I could Punch first. I go to 6. I do, like, overtake them, and we could play Vex at a battlefield, maybe. It's kind of cringe, but maybe it's fine. So we gain 1 XP for winning a combat. Let's just play Vex there. Seems okay. It's definitely a little on the expensive side. But yeah, is what it is, man. This is where like it would have made a big difference, for example, if we played like the 3 cost on turn 1, like the first mate, for example. We could have just played this instead, right? The Grim Resolve. So they kill this. Did they pay the power to do that? Oh, they had a Treasure Hunter, right? Sharkling is stunned, can't move. Which is good news for us. So we're going to Void Assault the Vex to here. Moving the Shark. The Vex just seems so good in this deck. Do we want to Sabotage first, though? I mean, I guess. We're paying a lot of resources here, but that's fine. Sabotage misses. Mind Splitter, Fizz. The Fizz is doing nothing. The Mind Splitters are scary. I should have done this first anyway, right? So we win a combat, we score, and we draw for Seat of Power. Move this one back. Definitely a little bit spooked though. We've deramped so much and we can't disrupt the Mind Splitter. The Sabotage play was pretty terrible. Vex is on tap, that's true, thank you. They probably just take the first mate, right? Could have moved back, then conquer again. Not quite. We already scored both this turn. You can't conquer, conquer is the act of scoring a point. So you can't conquer a battlefield twice. So the hand is Mind Splitter and Fizz. Are we moving the Noxus ever? I think we might just say nothing. Let's go to 5. Do we move the Fey Folk back? Honestly, probably. This is also like, we'll sort our sideboard out after this because we're playing best of 3, but I'm like pre-sideboarded for like Aurora decks. So you can see like the Sabotage. Sabotage is like sideboard for Aurora and Gust is sideboard for LeBlanc. So we basically do need to start looking at our sideboard now as like, okay, what cards can we bring in that are going to be just generically good? We're kind of running into this like, okay, Game 2, we're just still playing our Game 1 deck because I haven't sorted my sideboard yet. So we'll sort that after this. Vex is feeling very good though. It feels very good. Excuse me, with the Void Assault stuff. We haven't been drawing our Treasure Hunters early either. In general, like more draw would be pretty damn helpful, I think. It's fair to say. This is another Mind Splitter, I guess. They know the first mate already. They don't know that the... oh, they already know our hand, exactly. Surely it's... Okay, so they have something decent in hand. So we could go Vex plus Kha'Zix. Having the Vex at base is at battlefield is nice too. Vex here plus Kha'Zix. We trade the Mind Splitter for one of our guys, gain 3 XP. We could also go like Vex for... If we could gain 1 XP, we go Vex trades out the Hopeful or something like this. How do we gain 1 XP? We have to win a combat first. So I think it is just Vex plus Kha'Zix first over here. Do we ever like do some Faith Folk shenanigans? I don't think there's much that I can do. So we go to 3 XP now. But we can move the... So we move the Mind Split. Okay, this is how we do it, right? We don't get to draw a Seat of Power. But we go this guy. Brings Mind Splitter over. This goes to 8. We gain 2 more XP. Damn, what a turn. Oh yeah, I've got my 6th point as well. Thanks. Win a combat, gain another XP. Now, I use my legend and 1 XP to buff. I'm at 5. Bam! Go to 7. Gain an XP for winning a combat. We're going to hide the Tide Turner. Where do I play the first mate? Try something like this. Damn, that was a sick turn. I did not think I had that in me, chat. But we found the line. That was crazy. And this is kind of where you want to be with a deck like this as well, right? You do want to be ending the game with basically no cards left in hand. It's kind of perfect. Ideally, you know, you'd have a bit more of a buffer. But the Seat of Power, like, draw made a big difference for us in this game as well. This was also like... But you can see I'm still a little bit short on draw for our liking. We'd rather have a little bit more. We're certainly pushing it. But the Vex should close it here. Like, anything they play is stunned. I don't think that there's any chance they've got at this point. I think it's Giga over. We didn't have much. So we'll sort the sideboard out now. Because, again, like the Gust, the Sabotage, these are like... So... Okay, we're still on 3... Are we on 3 Vex? Or did we go down to 2? Vex proved herself as a 3 of, right? She really did. But so's Punch First. That's basically kind of, we've got a bit of friction where there's just lots of stuff I want to play. I mean, maybe it's like 2 Gust, for example, is more reasonable, right? And just like a 3rd in the side. That could be a good move. Maybe that's the move. Also, we have to think about like our battlefield sequencing. What we could do is we could play Seat of Power game 1, for example, and then like the Fae folks could maybe be in the side while we're like sideboarded up to the rafters, and then the Fae folks just come in for the Forbidding Waste game The Fae Folk's really good with card 6. You can see why the card's nice. That's one thing. Basically, we have a pre-sideboard. That's kind of our... We have friction here because we have a pre-sideboard. So, like, generically good cards are going to have to come out of the deck to just come back in. So, let's just say, if we just say put all the cards that we want in the deck as 3-ofs to start off with, basically, right? I would say that's kind of the deck with Sabotage, with Gust in main, which can be sideboarded out depending on the matchup, right? We're going to need to cut 3 cards. If we go for triple Fae Folk cut, for example, leaving the Tide Turners in could work. In terms of the sideboard as well, I mean, Fizz is a very good generic card. Ezreal is good draw. Existential Dread is definitely an interesting card in general. Don't think we need it probably with the Fizz. Rebuke, Ride the Wind, Switcheroo. Switcheroo's so nice with Treasure Hunters. Like, I feel like one Switcheroo on side can't be a bad option to have. What's my favorite TCG? My 2 favorite TCGs are Riftbound and Lorcana. Is that a cop-out answer? Maybe. I'm really enjoying both games. I'm playing a little bit more Riftbound than Lorcana at the moment, but I think Lorcana's probably at its like weirdest point at the moment, and I'm hoping that I'm enjoying Infinity, which is like what the next DLC is, and I'm hoping yeah, we get some nice rotation balance soon for Lorcana. It's definitely needed. So we could just try like no Fae Folk in main. It could also be like no traveling. Like, is Tide Turner really worth playing over Fae Folk? Nice one, Chris. I'm looking forward to Cyberpunk as well. Cyberpunk should be fun. I mean, part of the question is Forbidding Waste a game 1 or... Really, the question comes down to what game do you want to play Forbidding Waste, right? And what game, when do you want to play Seat of Power? Like, Arena's Greatest, you always want game 1. A game, like, going first. I think Seat of Power, you probably want in the game where you have Gust in main deck. So I think I want to start with Seat of Power. And then I'll go second battlefield is Forbidding Waste. I think that's good. Because we play... Yeah, Fae Folk, it's more of like a 2-drop. So arguably you want to play like this game 1, or like when you're going first. But I think it's fine, right? I think it's fine. Defending alone, you move stuff in there. I think it's good. So I think what I might try is Fae Folk on sideboard, which is definitely very edgy in this deck, because this card is so good. But I think maybe I prefer Tide Turners. 3 is still a lot. It's definitely an edgy decision, because I do like this card a lot. It has been popping off for us, right? Do I really want to be getting rid of Fae Folk, guys? When Kha'Zix as a legend, as a champ exists? Do I really want to be doing that? That's a big decision point, right? It's like, no, not really. I don't really want to do it. Maybe the Tide Turner is just the card that's not quite worth it. It's probably Tide Turner that's just not quite worth it. We could put just all 3 Tide Turners on sideboard. Like, the card's just cracked, I think. It's good with Vex. It's good to hide. It's good with Treasure Hunters. It's good with Traveling Merchant. That could just be our generic, okay, we have 3 Tide Turners on the sideboard. So if we want to take out Sabotage, Tide Turner comes in. If we want to take out Gust, Tide Turner comes in, right? Easy. So then we've got like 4 more slots on the sideboard. We have like a kind of generically good card already. So now, I mean, Fizz as well. Fizz is so strong, man, in this deck. Like, not playing at least 1 Fizz seems troll. Possibly even do, but she's also just generically good. And then it's like, what happens if we play against Aurora and we can't discard their stuff? We could play gear removal. I think we're already teched enough for that, so I don't really want to do that. Also, this card's interesting. Nidalee, we're not currently playing. When I win a combat, draw 1. That's a way of potentially fixing draw. Also, like with Treasure Hunter, the power cost of this is less. So this is definitely a card we could be looking at, I think. See the issues here? It's also because, like, realistically, I don't want to play Gust in main, and I don't really want to play Sabotage in main. But in this meta, I mean Sabotage less so. In this meta, I think it's just probably a mistake not to be doing that. Nidalee is maybe the draw that we need in this deck. With Treasure Hunter, the D ramp isn't that bad, right? We just pay gold for it. So maybe Nidalee is just like another card we have to play in main, but like what the heck would we get rid of, right? We can't really drop any more 2-drops, so we can't really play it in main because of Gust. So it's like, okay, well, you could put it on the sideboard and have more generically good cards on the sideboard. To be fair, if we go Seat of Power game 1, maybe that means like... I mean, my sideboard right now is like total generically good stuff. That might be fine. We don't have like any techs on the sideboard because basically we're teched in our main deck. Probably like there's a balance you want to have here. I would say right now we're 2 on the side of like our sideboard is totally generically good stuff. And our main deck is probably our sideboard will have like a couple more tech cards. But let's just try this. Could be like 2 Tide Turners, 1 Fizz. So we're going Seat of Power game 1. But we're keeping the Fey Folk in main, despite that. Like we just say that the Fey Folk is good enough, basically. But Seat of Power is our game 1. This should be an interesting matchup. Haven't played against Vex with this one yet. I would imagine it's probably pretty okay for us, maybe. They have so many stuns, though. Oh my god, they have so many stuns. Sabotage is probably popping off here. We roll a 10. They roll a 5. We'll go first, thanks for the Growth of God Willow. Cheers, mate. Ooh, it's a nice hand. Investigator can go. That's for certain. Probably, possibly, maybe Fey Folk goes, but it's like, nah, it's probably good. I do like double mulliganing, so I'm just going to get rid of Sabotage, even though I think Sabotage would be good too. I'm just a double mulligan guy, kind of guy, you know? There's the Sabotage again. So the question is, do we go Merchant or Fey Folk? Turn 1. What are they most likely to play at 3 runes? I actually have no idea. I think this is fine next turn. I think it's Travelling Merchant for now. Oh, wow. Okay. That seems a little bit ambitious to just slam that. I mean, I don't mind gusting it at all, to be honest with you. Here comes Sona. Well, not quite. I think I'm very happy to just gust this. The question is, what will we discard with the Merchant? Also, Gust is a bit sad because I kind of want to go Treasure Hunter and Fey Folk here. We never just ignore this or trade, right? We want to get into the Grove. So, importantly, we move first and then Gust because we get 1 XP from winning a combat. So what do we discard? I think I might just get rid of Sabotage. So we gain an XP. I really wanted to play both of these. My gut feeling is the Fey Folk is an absolute must, though. in this spot. Actually, I'm sorry, it's this. Because they can, no, no, it's this, sorry. They don't have enough for sneaky plus Vex. But they're probably just still sneaky here, right? I don't know. Might have just been better to go Treasure Hunter. Okay, bro. I think they have a discipline in hand, guys. Just a hunch. They're going to charm me. Okie dokie, that works. First mate would be kind of nice in this position, right? I definitely want to take advantage of this being so vulnerable here and score in the seat of power, I guess. Tide Turner would be nice, but I don't think we have Tide Turner in main right now. It's on side, isn't it? So do we just slam the stack deck? I think so. I'm going to assume I can look, but... Okay, first mate is what we needed. So that's epic. It's probably like this. Oh, it's only a trade though, if I do that. Tricky one. Oh no, I can buff it. I can buff it. Yeah, okay. The 1 XP makes a difference here. Probably discard first mate. Go to 3, draw for the seat of power. Gain an XP for winning a combat. Oh! This deck's sick! I love this deck. The seat of power is chef's kiss with first mate. Yeah, in comes Vex. We are going to almost certainly move the heck out of her to our card 6 here. We know they have discipline. We're not supposed to know that, but we do. But I mean, we can also just sabotage first, right? Like a good boy. They could defy it, of course. Also not so fast. I mean, the not so fast is actually what needs to go, right? which means Vex can get to 6, which I think is fine. It's technically recycled, but it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to correct them on that one. So basically the game plan is Kha'Zix, Void Assault. I'm just thinking on the best way to do that. We get a move trigger from Traveling Merchant first, discard, draw. We can get a move trigger from the Treasure Hunter as well. It's probably just moving the Traveling Merchant. I guess we don't even want to hold this one, right? We'd rather conquer it next turn. So what we could do is we could go like move, back to base, or certainly move the Treasure Hunter back to base. Play the Kha'Zix. No, we move the Traveling Merchant probably, right? I think like gold isn't that relevant at this point. We'd rather like... The question is do we actually want the first mate in there? We don't, right? And then we go Void Assault. Moving it in to the Traveling Merchant. We discard and draw. I already played the Deflect. And then I go 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Kha'Zix, who is then 6. And I gain 2 XP. So I have 9 total. To recycle 3 for this. Oh, that's true. I guess he is stunned. Okay, I totally misplayed this. I kind of just want to redo, but whatever. Like, all I needed to do basically was like play the Kha'Zix. It's fine. I misplayed. So I win a combat, I go to 4, and then I just think I buff my Kha'Zix. He doesn't lose a point. It was my battlefield to begin with, right? Oh, wait, wasn't it? No, he was the attacker. This is a good lesson. No, he's actually the attacker. With Void Assault? Oh wait, I was the attacker. Yeah, I'm the attacker. No, I'm the attacker, look. Move a friendly unit, then move an enemy unit. If they both move to a battlefield you don't control, you're the attacker. Void Assault actually says it on the card. That is like just always the rule, but do they know that this is going to get +2? Probably not. It's misplaced City over here. We learnt a lot though on this Vex play. Basically all I needed to do was whatever. This game should have been over already, but I threw. It's my own fault. We know quite a bit about what's in hand. They have like 2 of the stun cards, right? We could probably just hold the Grove though and just flip in. You know, just close out the game slowly but surely. This means they can't stun us anymore either, so we probably just move both of these guys in. I think we're just chilling, right? I think we still win. Oh no, Sona readies. Okay, so they can still do the stun stuff. So then the question is, do I even want to move their stuff, or do I just want to be like, okay? You know? Well, I definitely want to play Vex to a battlefield. The question is, am I moving this owner? I don't think so. I think I'm just like developing my own stuff, right? So I should probably hold enough up for Grim Resolve. So I can go like this, and I'll play the stack decks still as well. Maybe they defy it. We know that they have like 2 stun cards in hand. Like the 2 that replace themselves. Ooh, hello. I guess I've got 1 ready gold, 2 exerted gold, right? Did I already have this gold from before? I'm actually confused. Did I just make it? I'm lost. I guess I already had a gold that I didn't realize about. Stunned. Yeah, this card is just cracked. It's good in this deck too. I mean, I think it's just good in every deck, but it actually fits like the play pattern of this deck too, which is like drag guys into us, right? Also playing on Grove feels pretty nice. Is the player going first? We could look at it. They just pass. We go to 7, a draw. I mean, we know that they have a stun, right? I don't really care about paying extra for the Vex, I think. Kind of just want it gone. Probably, like, a good thing to do here is just move the Vex here, though, right? It's like, okay, just move this here. Oh, wait, we don't have enough XP yet. Is there a way I could just generate a cheeky XP? I mean, I could with winning a combat, but I'm not going to be winning a combat anytime soon, so we can just peek at the hand to see what's there anyway, right? It's still fine. We know there's 2 stuns in there. 2 stuns, 2 disciplines. So honestly, like moving the Zealous fan here seems kind of nice too, right? Then they've just got nothing, mate. I guess I should buff something as well, right? Did you... Back off! Okay. That's not a stun, is it? Another back off. Hey, you, if it's illegal. Bro's getting cooked, son. This coffee's got loads of bits. That's horrible. Went too low in the barrel. Right, I'm gonna run to the right back. Deck is popping off though. Where'd I grow up? Trying to place your accent. See if you can guess. I'll be right back. Somewhere in the south, maybe Winchester or Southampton. Nope. Not that far south. But yes, from the south. But definitely not that far south. My dad also raised me, and he's from the north, so my accent isn't as pronounced as probably everybody else in the area, I would say. Which do we go for? We said Seat of Power is our game 1 battlefield, right? So Ezreal's looking quite popular. Gust could be a nice tempo swing. Honestly, the hand's fairly reasonable. I might just do this though. I like to double mulligan, mate. What can I say? Bewitching Spirit. Probably get rid of the punch first at this point. It's a bit early for it. Gust is not good on this thing though, my god. It is an awkward hand, bro, already. Very awkward hand. We could just slam this into us, right? Just I think it's the play actually. It's definitely not ideal, but it is what it is. Gain an XP for winning a combat pass. Really not ideal. There we are. Probably got my mulligan a bit wrong. You can just see the card draw issues, mate, all over the gaff. Probably just Vex, isn't it? I think we were too... the fact we lost the treasure hunter, I think, means this game's gone. But maybe not, we see. Vex here. Three. I guess it's treasure hunter and then void assault this over. Is it though? We kind of need the seat of power draw. The problem is if we go treasure hunter, we can't play the Kha'Zix and instead have 2 open. Oh, we can gust the Ezreal though, right? So it's fine. So we win a combat, so we gain 1, then we draw for the Seat of Power. I mean, we're running out of steam rather quickly here. I think it's the wages of pain we get rid of, right? Watcher can accelerate, but we've got the Vex. We're going to 6 already. We're close to winning already, you know. It's close. The Vex is maybe saving the day. Oh, no, we're not because of Aspirant's Climb. We're cooked. We need more draw. It's quite clear. We're just a bit too... a bit too over the top on our lack of draw here. think the Nidalee needs to come in, probably. It's also because we've got the Gust in the main deck, right? That's the other thing that could happen, is we could just take the Gust out. Okay. They could have discarded it from Ezreal. Yeah. They did. Fair play. We could have buffed it. Probably was a mistake not buffing, right? I can't conquer this, which is a problem. If we buffed it, they would have needed double. Six. Kha'Zix, move this back. Draw. Stack deck. Ooh, punch first. That could work. Treasure Hunter punch first. Is that going to be enough? Not quite, right? Goes to 6. It's probably just the Vex. Could, of course, just move the Treasure Hunter for a gold, but probably not going to be worth it. Do we buff anything? I mean, we know they have Watcher. The question is, do they also have Bellows Breath? If they do have Watcher, Bellows Breath, buff doesn't save us. So we lose to Bellows Breath here. Pretty even cards in hand. Is it 1? No. Sure. We were always losing to Bellows Breath because of Watcher anyway, but they had to draw into it, so we definitely weren't supposed to play around it or anything like this, but this game's over. So let's bring Nidalee in. We definitely don't want the Gust. We don't want Sabotage either. So like basically all of the pre-sideboard cards come out. I think Tide Turner might be good. Fizz can't be bad though. Maybe it's just 2 Tide Turner because of their Vex. Arena's Greatest. Don't think I want 2 of them. Frankly, I'm not even sure I want either. When you conquer, recycle 1. Probably Traveling Merchant, could be Fey Folk first. I think it's Traveling Merchant though. Pressing enter sends thumbs up. Oh! That's revolutionary, mate. Not loopy. You just changed my life, mate. That's life-changing. So what's the plan, Stan? We're always conquering here. We can't conquer the other one at all. There's no XP. First mate, therefore, doesn't seem that good. Fae folks, fine. Let's just go stack deck first, right? See what we're working with. This is good to just like fill out the curve. Sequencing here was absolutely terrible. Find me a first mate in hand. Bro is a slammer. This guy slams, mate. And they're an absolute slammer of cards. They ain't here to make friends. They're here to slam. It's a shame that I can't move the Ezreal with the Fae folk here. We could look for like a first mate to do something. And we're only a point away from winning, right? Like a turn away from winning, so we just want to try and set up to win here. So we should be careful. I mean, I've got a lot of ambush. Like, I mean, there's an argument we could just like leave it as we are, right? Ambush punch first to win the game. There is definitely an argument for that. I mean, I have 7. It's like, the bloom's like, okay. It's not bad. Do I really want to play this and not the punch first? It just seems unlikely, right? Seems like it's just like going to be this and punch first or this and punch first. So basically this is kind of available. Probably the same again, right? Just get 2 XP maybe. Better than the stack deck, I think. It's like, unless we want to play this to win the next turn. Yeah, we can't really. Let's do this. So the first mate's interesting because I can move the Ezreal. And I have 2 XP. So I can like snipe the Watcher, which I feel like might be their only out, honestly. So we got the 2 XP from the blooms. Did they draw for turn? Dead, dead, dead. This has still got 1 HP. We can punch first it, but they could star-cross, but that's fine. Punch first still goes through, it's a trade. I guess I can't play this if they don't have a unit, right? I would imagine that's the ruling. The Bellows Breath is so brutal against us. It's probably Vex, right? Yeah, the little guy because of... Sadly, we lost this one. A bit too slow. It's interesting though. It was basically Bellows Breath cooking us, right? So like the Fey Folk definitely should be coming out in this matchup. It seemed pretty terrible. Maybe I could have also just played it a bit better. I'm sure there's like some stuff we could have done a bit better. The matchup doesn't seem that bad. It seems tricky, but I think it's fine. They also like preemptively moved that. Like maybe the actual play was just to slam into Fizz, right? To be honest with you. They kind of, yeah. Basically, it's like, how many Superfires are even there? Did they recycle one? I don't know. Probably it was supposed to hit the Fizz. kind of cringe. They kind of like preemptively moved their guy, suggesting it's like, yeah, it has to be this when it was actually the game losing play. Never mind. I still made the decision. But it's like, basically in that position, it's like, you say, okay, if they have Stupefy, I lose, but basically the realization is in that matchup is like, the Fizz is like a really big threat. I'm really enjoying this deck though, it's a lot of fun. Feels like we have a lot of counterplay and opportunities. Sabotage is nice, but flipping heck, it's a bit risky in it. We're going second, so probably just drop the Fey Folk, I guess. I'm still not totally convinced on Fey Folk over Tide Turner, I guess. Outside of like the battlefield that favours the Fey Folk. Travelling Merchant's even better. It's going to be Vex. Of course it's going to be Vex. Not much to be done about that just yet. No punch first. If we had punch first, they can just fan us anyway, but we can just like wait for the fan. Like, it's actually possible what we could do is we could like, okay, they hide a card. I was going to say, we could like, ooh, I mean, we're so going in. Because they have to decide on the fan first. Okay, that goes to the bottom. You would imagine they're going to say no, right? I guess I should have done this. Should I have done this first? 3. No, it's fine. I kind of want to play this still. So then the question is, do I go Grim Resolve first and just threaten to take out the Vex? Or do we just Slam Punch first immediately? Punch first pumps us up to 6, which is only a trade with these guys. So I think it's just Grim Resolve first. They go Edge of Night now. Bam. So Vex is a 6. And now we pump the punch first. GG. We win this game. Game's over. OP. We get this. Score a point. I mean, the game's not over, but it's like the absolute swing that you need. One treasure hunter versus the world. Oh, that's cute. Sona at base, so we're just trying to keep that away as much as we can. Sabotage isn't bad. We're going to draw here from Travelling Merchant. But what we could do is we could, we could just basically have our hand empty. The Travelling Merchant draws, right? So let's go for Sabotage, use the gold. The Treasure Hunter's so good, mate. It's actually incredible. Okay, Switcheroo, Emperor's Divide, Existential Dread. There's some decisions to be made, isn't there? Stun an attacking enemy unit. I think that can stay. Emperor's Divide, Switcheroo. That is really bloody tricky. Switcheroo, like what's best long term? Probably Switcheroo, right? But maybe it's... I actually don't know. I mean, the Sona's going to go to 6 probably. Stun an attacking enemy unit. We can't really defend against the Sona, right? Let's get rid of Existential Dread, I think. Not sure if that's correct. I should just leave the hand open. That's fine. We'll go here. Then we go here. Get another gold. Then we go here. Draw. Score, draw. Go one for that. Then the question is like, which of these do we move? Probably this. They're going to want to be on the conservatory, right? So then we just pay 2 XP. Move this back. Get another gold. Bruh. You know, you can like really pop off with the traveling merchant in this deck and the treasure hunter. That's why we're on them. That's why we drop the seals, because the treasure hunter is our seal, right, in this deck. Basically, it lets me play seals without actually playing seals. It's also why, like, and with First Mate, they're both so good. But it's also why I would really like Tide Turner. Easier said than done, though, right? So that, they actually go for it this way. Okay, I'm kind of surprised by that. I thought they would want the conservatory. So we kind of baited them into that in a way. Like, that's not the battlefield they want to be at. I think it's fair to say. We know they have Switcheroo and the retreat card, right? Switcheroo is pretty easy to play around. Just like offer a trade, basically. Switcheroo, retreat, +1 card. Wait, how do they even have 1 card? When I guess the seal was already on the board and I just forgot about it. Okay. So Switcheroo, the 2-cost retreat. Your unit wasn't stunned when you play at the battlefield where Vex was? Or was it because... Yeah, the unit was played the previous turn, Ricardo. Treasure Hunter was my turn 1. Evelyn. So we know the exact hand now. That's either retreat or switcheroo. It doesn't matter. We know the exact hand. We should just be able to maths this one out. It's extremely solvable. Switcheroo and retreat is all they've got, basically. So essentially what we want to do is we want to send something in that's exactly 6, right? That's pretty much the premise of what we're supposed to do here, which is very easily done. Actually, do we want to send something in that's exactly 6? We actually want to send in something that's exactly 2 to begin with, to just get rid of the Evelyn, because then that counts as the switcheroo. So we can do that very easily by just boosting up my treasure hunter with a buff. So let's use our XP. And 1. Get the treasure hunter to exactly 2. We also get a gold, of course. This is like the very easy sequencing. Or not very easy. Yeah, that's kind of easy. It's like just a very clear sequencing. But this is like the higher level of Riftbound that people are not very good at. And it's like these kinds of decisions where you're just like sending things in methodically. Like this is very solvable, right? And this is the line. 100%. We're just playing around switcheroo. Oh, Ever's backline. Oh, okay, it's not. I'm like, yeah, this is very solvable. That's pretty sick. Evelyn, I'm like, yeah, it's so solvable, it's so easy. Yeah. No, it's not, bro. Evelyn backline's crackers. So we could just ignore them, right? That's like a super legit option. Just, who cares? Okay, you have a switcheroo. I don't want to really mess with you. But when they hold, they draw 1. I'd rather they don't start doing that. The other thing is like just get the switcheroo out from them, and it's like, okay, you switcheroo me, fair enough. But then it's gone. This is switcheroo hidden, and this is the back, like the retreat card in hand because of the power costs. 100%. Switcheroo is hidden. So let's stack deck first. Or arguably we could even do this first. But let's stack deck. Can't be defied at this point. Okay, that's really helpful. We can do a lot of nice stuff with this. That's basically what we needed. So now, Yeah, okay, now we solved it. Because we just have a very simple play, he says, for the second time. I've heard that before, right? The very high level decisions into punt was funny. Yeah, I respect it. Backline, new keyword, right? Something to pay attention to. So it's Void Assault, probably just on the first mate. We could also like buff the Treasure Hunter and just trade. Maybe that's fine. Because then the first mate we just put to exactly 6. Then the switcheroo fizzles. I think I'm fine with the idea of just trading, I guess. We could also bring, we can bring the Kha'Zix in, I guess. So we could go like Treasure Hunter. I would be the attacker though if I, So we could do like this. I think it's like, oh, I'm actually so lost. I don't want to give them the draw from this. That's my other concern, right? So maybe what we go for, and I don't want to give them the double retreat at the same time. I want them to like retreat the Evelyn first. Bro, this game's so good. Like, how does a decision like this be so brain melting? So it's like first mate, Treasure Hunter moves in, but then it would be exerted, which is bad. I have to move something. So we just have to give them the Ravenbloom Conservatory draw, but that's really bad! I'm sure there's like a path. I mean, I have 4 in hand. Like I might still use the Kha'Zix for something. Could I move? Maybe I move the Sona here? Oh my god, I'm so lost, guys. I guess we just have to give them this draw. This game is so flipping good, bro. Like, honestly, how is it so deep? Melting my brain, trying to work out what to do. Just have to hope that this misses, right? No! They hit Defy. That's not good. That's extremely not good. Is it bad to move Sona back to base? Maybe that's, yeah, maybe that could work. Yeah, maybe. So we just trade, right? Wow, they let it go through, really. Too late. Yeah, come on, bro. I knew the card was there. I know, but you're taking ages. Fair, but also, it's like, Yeah, the treasure instrument rate, that's true. We know this is switcheroo. We know there's a hidden card in hand. That's quite scary, not gonna lie. Yay. I think that's what we needed, right? I mean, is it even good? I don't even know. Yeah, we can buff it. Where does our other first mate go? I think at base, right? Where it can, yeah, that can move, right? Doesn't do much for us, sadly. I think this game's a loss. There might have been something I could have done better, right? To be honest, the conservatory hit it. I think like the play was fine. The conservatory hitting Defy is what swung the game totally, right? That was what meant there wasn't much coming back. I mean, we know this is switcheroo, so just sending in the first mate is fine. Obviously, we could car 6 as well, right? But then this becomes a 6, and I would have 7. I don't think we know about anything left in hand, right? So we could also buff this if that matters. So it's like we're saying car 6 in at 6, but then it's going to be 4. So I'll have 4 and 4 is 8. We could buff. The question is, do we need the buff? That's the real question. It's not like, do we buff? It's like, do we actually need the buff? It's like, well, kind of. Why not? We're going to buff it probably afterwards anyway, I would guess. So I think we just, I don't know that we necessarily need it, but like in the interests of slamming, we just go for it, right? Four rather. Okay, this guy just drew the nuts. Not much I can do about it. They just drew like the perfect top decks, right? Maybe it's fine because this is a 4. I guess we're fine. 4-4 is trade. It's not good, but the game isn't over. Good thing we buffed. Yeah, it's been really fun though. Like the Vex situation is really cool. Like this matchup seems like a lot of fun. I like it. I enjoyed this one. Game isn't over either. If you're winning and someone goes, how long are you waiting before moving on? Not long. Not long, to be honest, mate. No, come on. That's just sad. GG, we can't do anything. Okay. They're not interested in the discussion. This guy was a little bit rude. They were nice. They were nice. I did take ages. I just got a little bit tilted by their just too late, commit to a play. It's like, come on, bro. I literally knew the defies there. What do you mean too late? But yeah, it's because I was trying to play quick, but I couldn't play the car 6. The car 6 would have been correct if I could play it. Not Nyla? No, I haven't even looked at this card. What does it do? Unless it's the... I think Nidalee is the one I'm on. Sort of similar sounding name. I'm really not sure about Fey Folk outside of the other battlefield. The card has to convince me a bit still. Yone? What does Yone do again? Remind me, please. I have got very little experience, by the way, against LeBlanc. I definitely know that I would quite like to look for a Gust. My gut feeling is we go Travelling Merchant for just discard Grim Resolve to start off with. Okay. It's pretty nice, isn't it? So I know that Gust is good. How good is Gust on a flipping little dude, though? I'm not sure. We could, of course, go First Mate here still, but do I really want to discard any of this? Not particularly. So if I'm not going First Mate, then what would I even do this turn? When is Plundering Poor better than Treasure Hunter? Depends on the deck, really. I don't think it's... Plundering Poor is great in this meta. Not really sure what to do with this hand. The First Mate is probably the correct play, but it doesn't seem great. Pretty sure we're gusting this. Gust could be used more for stuff later, but I think just trying to be aggressive is fine. I'm not sure if this is the correct Gust play, I've got to say. Like, it's really good on the reflection tokens, I know. It's kind of early to be gusting. But with Vex in hand, I think it's pretty reasonable to just apply pressure in this way. So we're going to go First Mate. First Mate Vex. The question is, what do we discard off the Travelling Merchant, right? Which we kind of need to already decide. Is it just Sabotage? How good is Sabotage against LeBlanc? I have no idea, honestly. I think it's going to be Sabotage. This is why you draw stuff first, right? So they're going to be the defender because we've already got units there. So it's like Vex for sure. The question is, I don't really want to move the Travelling Merchant particularly. I mean, I could move the Travelling Merchant to base, I guess, right? So I could go like, yeah. I don't really want to move it though. So I guess I'll do it like this. Oh, wait. I'm a noob. You know what I'm really struggling with is this card working out when I'm the attacker or when I'm the defender. It's melting my brain so much. So I was supposed to... Is it even possible to do it in this spot? Okay, whatever. I messed up. It is what it is. We continue. It was not how I thought this was going to resolve. I couldn't do it before I conquered though because I drew the Vex and stuff from this, right? That's the issue. But in my brain when I'm doing this play, I'm like, yeah, this is going to be nice. Yeah, not so much. Never mind. We live and learn. I'm really struggling with like knowing when I'm attacking, when I'm defending, and exactly how all of that is working. Honestly, it's quite interesting though. It's very interesting. Thank God it says it on the card. that is very true. Like, probably the most important decision they've made this set. So we're not going to be able to get Seat of Power through, which is a bummer. This seems a bit random that they're just sort of inviting me in. We're quite like a Vex back after I messed that up. I mean, I think I'm just going to send the first mate in. Regardless. Makes sense. So if we go Vex again. We could like move the traveling merchant here. We don't have any XP, which is a big problem. I didn't generate one single XP yet, right? A buff would make such a big difference. Not one XP is a bummer. We could take the stack deck. Oh, we've also got car 6. I shouldn't forget about that. He could be reasonable. We want to make this a defender if we can. So we like Vex. Yeah, so Vex onto that, both moving into a battlefield. This would be the defender. That's 6 exactly. So we don't have the luxury of... This is basically going to go through, which is a bummer, but we get the LeBlanc. How good is that even? I don't know. Game feels like it's slipping a little bit. I made a big misplay, I think, so it is what it is. Live and learn. And now we've got a Vex to finally we get XP. We want to buff Vex. Probably not. Yeah, I'm sure there was definitely this time we did something wrong, but matchup actually seems all right though, which is good. This is the matchup that like I'm very sure we're good into Aurora. This is the matchup I've not been that sure on, like how good we are, and it seems pretty okay. We have Gust in main, but like honestly, if we could just put Gust inside, I would be pretty happy. Because Gust is like a sideboard card, right? I'm just like preemptively siding is my logic. It's like, yeah, well, I don't want to go 0-1 down to LeBlanc, then bring in 3 Gusts. I'd rather just have them for game 1. The bigger question is how bad are the Gusts? kind of bad. They're kind of bad, especially like Titan is so good. I think Titan kind of like pays for itself. This guy is pretty good, but they can't make any decent reflections here. He's also stunned. Not that that matters. He's not stunned anymore. We go to 5. We need to try and get this game wrapped up very quickly, I think. A punch first would be nice in this spot, right? Let's have a look. See what we're working with. 1, 2, 3. Oh, or 2 punch first. Okay, I can work with that. So punch first puts us to 7. Do we want to get rid of the Fey Folk? Do we want to like try and dump the hand first? We could just try and dump the hand and maybe this draws, right? Yeah, this is the card I was basically thinking would be really good to... I mean, we can actually also just play the Investigator. I don't have 2 XP though, so it's only a look at the hand. I mean, a look at a hand also is just nice to help us know if the punch first is actually a good play or not, right? But also if we go for a look of the hand, then I don't have the option of car 6. I think I'm taking this. Right, but I still don't have the option of car 6 if I play this. I would have to discard it. Yeah, never mind. Might not have been perfect, this. Think I buff it? Probably. We draw. Another punch first. Bam! Sacrifice. Death grip. Oh, that's spicy. Okay. Damn, that's busted. I don't have much experience playing against this deck just yet. Because this joins the combat, which is honestly quite unfair. Drew 2? Why 2? What am I missing there? Oh, wait. True. So basically, LeBlanc was stunned. So that I guess it just means that the Traveling Merchant is. Thanks, Keen Eye. You've got a keen eye, mate. Is recalling a movement trigger? That's the next question. Recall is not move, I think, right? Shouldn't be? Cool, thanks. Like GA, as if I know what GA does, bro. Like, I don't play GA. There's so much stuff I don't know about this game still. We're getting there. It's you know what's going to help me get better already? Is you chatters, having you guys around. I'm learning a lot from just having people, like when I'm playing usually I'm just jamming on my own, right? Because set 2 was my like, I'm competing but I want my deck to be secret arc. And now set 3 is my, I can't compete anyway and I'm just in my content arc. Why can't I compete? I'm at a wedding for Utrecht. And I have some issues leaving European Union at the moment because of my ongoing visa application to Germany, which is dragging on. So I can't really leave EU. Which is awkward because there is a wedding. There's a wedding in UK, which is no longer part of EU. Brexit, the gift keeps on giving. So I'm very stressed. I'm supposed to be a groomsman at like one of my best friend's wedding in like a month. But yeah, there's basically a risk of if I go to UK, the EU might not let me back in, even though I am a resident in Germany. Like I'm a temporary resident, but it's like, it's very grey zone. I'd rather not take the risk. Why is your hand revealed? It's actually not revealed. It's just saying that it's an unreleased card when it is definitely released. Okay, we got no XP. What's kind of interesting is if we move Traveling Merchant in, we could do some shenanigans. We could also like Fey Folk this guy in, move in car 6. There's quite a few interesting options, right? Thanks. So we could go for the Bloom first. The thing is with the Bloom is if we're going to play both cards from hand, we'd rather Bloom afterwards because then the Traveling Merchant trigger can draw us a card very easily. So I'd probably rather not Bloom straight away, is my gut feeling. The Gust, though, I'd also kind of rather not go for. We could go for the Investigator to look at hand. There's so many options. Riptide Rex is dealing 4 to an enemy unit when he dies. I kind of like the vibe of like moving the Rex over here and then going car 6. So we like Vex would move back, we go Fey Folk, car 6. 4, we could still play everything, so it could work. Okay. I guess I can deal 4 to my Vex, which is not ideal, but whatever. So he's gone. Now I could pay an XP to buff this guy. Discard draw. I should have gone for this already, right? Kind of forgot my plan. I definitely should have gone for this first. This is, I really missequenced. I'm not playing too smooth, but that's a good sign. The deck is complicated and I like that. Like the sequencing and stuff. I'm definitely not getting it quite right. We also, like, I was definitely supposed to pop this first, 100%. I could have buffed my Vex or buffed my car 6, right? That was the correct play. I pop the Scryer's Bloom. I get a buff on either car 6 or Vex. Then I'm chilling. Bro is going to Hidden Blade me. So if I Gust my Traveling Merchant, my understanding is that I would still draw, right? Do I want to do that? Not really. We'll just go Vex here, right? You don't draw if you Gust? Okay. I actually wasn't sure. They're going to forget the point again. The matchup looks good though. Like I've made some really significant misplays. and we're in a good spot. Like, honestly, the matchup looks like it might even be reasonable enough that we don't need to main deck the Gust. I would much rather have Gust on the sideboard. But, like, basically, like, Gust in main is like a tournament strategy, right? Whereas, like, probably just jamming the deck, just have the Gust on the sideboard. Gust good for Draven fans. Gust is not a bad card. We're just a low on draw, right? But also with the Traveling Merchants, having an empty hand isn't the end of the world. Yeah, I had a feeling Call of the Week was coming at some point. Hopefully there's not two of the things. Wow, they leave that there. Interesting. I mean, it looks like we've won. How did we win this game exactly? Punch. The punch first was... Wait, it wasn't even this game that punch first popped off, right? I don't know. This deck just seems like it's got a lot of stuff going for it. It destroys Aurora, in theory. We have like a ton of counterplay for Aurora. The LeBlanc matchup so far seems reasonable. That's GG, right? Bum! We don't play set, no. Not really that interested in it either. I mean, I've never put set in my deck, so I should take a look at it. Oh, the buff. Yeah, it's interesting. Spend my buff. Could be nice. Pretty strong. Yeah, sounds pretty good. We're so tight on space already. The sideboard has got some room up for grabs. So the sideboard is not locked in, and we're not locked in on really if we play like Gust here. Yeah, the set sounds pretty nice. I haven't actually played against Rengar yet. This will be my first. Maybe I've played against it like once. Certainly haven't played against it with this deck. If you guys are interested in coaching, by the way, you can check out my Metafy page. I'm actually going to be doing some coaching shortly on someone who's after the best of Jinx. I'm doing some best of Ivern coaching as well. So yeah, if you guys are interested in some coaching, hit me up. I'm going to revamp my Metafy page soon as well. That's a lot of 2-drops. We're going first, so I mean maybe there's an argument to just get rid of... I like this card a lot though. I don't want to get... I actually might just keep this hand. It's kind of outrageous, but... Like, what more does a man need? Treasure Hunter on 1? Bing. Starspring. What's Starspring doing? Oh, this one. The first time a player plays a non-unit token each turn, they may move another unit. Control here. Okay, I can see it. It's interesting. Especially with the Treasure Hunter and stuff, right? Inferno at base. This is where Gust would actually be really nice to have access to. Unfortunately, we can't get the Seat of Power through either. Kind of awkward. So if you play Fey Folk, you play Kha'Zix, get Fey Folk back. I think I care least about this. Get another gold. Just put this here. Sacrificed. I'm still not totally sold on this card outside of the one battlefield where it is absolutely insane. Not unsold either, but I still need to be a little bit convinced. Also, like the battlefield sequencing that we go for, like which battlefield is supposed to be game one. Basically, this card interacts extremely well with the card that's like the battlefield that's like when a unit is defending here alone, it gets -2 because you go Fey Folk, move it in, and you're the attacker. And then you just -2 them. And it's obviously nice with the champ. But the Treasure Hunter, the Traveling Merchant are total auto-includes in this one. And also when you're already playing those, it's like, do you really not want to play Tide Turner? I think Tide Turner might be, like, Tide Turner is slightly worse first mate. But like Tide Turner, first mate, Vex, all of these things just seem like they're working really... Oh, wow, interesting. Working really nicely together. Damn, we can dump the entire hand here, which is pretty sick. But they have... I mean, we could probably just discard the Treasure Hunter, right? I have some runes open still. Don't think we need the second Treasure Hunter. We can obviously Kha'Zix. That's the threat here if they like try and do some shenanigans. So honestly, them trying to do many shenanigans seems kind of bad. But then if they don't, we just move the Treasure Hunter to Seat of Power. Get another draw. 5 cost Rengar, so they can Rengar next turn. We have to be cautious of that as well. Welcome in, guys. If it's your first time here, please do give the stream a follow. You can subscribe to YouTube, give the stream a like. I won best banish friendly unit. Only place at any battlefield, ignore its cost. Okie doke. Seems expensive. So it's going to be a 2. Yeah. Fine by me. So I score, I win a combat, so I gain an XP. I think it might be fun, and then they've got this. It's going to be 7. We could also like buff the traveling merchant to 3. This would be attacking though, right? If I move this here. But we could... So if we buff the traveling merchant, we could move the treasure hunter here. So we go treasure hunter here, right? And then traveling merchant at 3 to here. And this guy here. This one would resolve first, so we would draw still. So I think it's good. Let's try it. I need to discard one. Draw. Oh, but then they could go... I guess they could move my traveling merchant back. That's kind of... I didn't consider that part of it, if I'm honest. But we could then cast 6. I don't know. This is very flipping cool, man. But then the first time a player plays a non-unit... Yeah, they're not playing a unit there, though. This is... This deck is sick, man. I love this deck. There's so much, like, dynamic happening with the decisions. They thumbs up, but... I mean, what could they even do for 1? This is 2, right? The thing is if they Faith Folk, move the Traveling Merchant, I can just cast 6 here anyway. So, but then they can Rengar me, but I kind of don't care. Okay. So I go... What do we discard? Sabotage, right? I mean, they're very low on hand cards, but... It could just be this, to be honest. So... This one should be resolving first. But okay. So I won 2 combats here, 2 XP, draw for Seat of Power. This deck's really cool, man. I love it. I really, really, really like it. They can like slam their Rengar, who will be 7. My guy's only 6, so that's kind of sad, but it's their whole turn. They don't go for it, which I'm kind of surprised, but okay, they do. It only costs 5. Yeah. I got enough XP to sink a ship now. This is where I wish I had some Tide Turner action in my life. So we can just go, we go to 4. I think we're winning from here, right? This is 6 again as well. We definitely play this first. Look at the hand. Oof. So many options. What do we want? Probably the Rengar, right? Well, the Sabotage is what we're going to discard as well. This battlefield is really good for us, the Star Spring. I like it. I guess it's Rengar. Could it actually ever be the Forerunner, maybe? It could be the Forerunner, right? I mean, we're going to go to 5 points this turn. The Forerunner's quite slow. It's probably just Rengar, right? Then we do this. Move trigger. And this is ready from this, which is significant in this position. This is a 6. So we just punch first. Go to 8. Move trigger. Grim Resolve probably. Draw. Conquer. Draw for Seat of Power. Gain an XP for winning a combat. Oh! Yep, now it's GG. And I guess also we buff like Vex by 1, right? That was pretty disgusting. Deck's so cool, man. I like it so much. Meanwhile, Aurora is They said GG, but let's see if they want to keep playing. I don't know that it's totally over. I mean, it probably is. They say not yet. Okay, nice. Kaisa, stunned. Just so they know. Seal of Strength. Interesting. I do like a seal. 5 and 5. Okay. Why is Kaiser 5? Okay, because of Rengar. Yeah, okay. It's not ideal for them, but yeah. Fair enough. Seems like the decision to buff the Vex was a good one. To stunned units. It wasn't... yeah, they should deal damage in a challenge. Stun is only in combat, right? It doesn't deal combat damage. It's still 4 might. So yeah. Annie. That battlefield is definitely interesting. I can see it being worth it. I really like all our other battlefields as well, though. I mean, Gus could honestly be quite good against Annie. We're going second, so I think I get rid of Punch first in opening hand, because, yeah, I mean, good thing we did, right? And have I played against Diana? Not with this deck, I think. Maybe like 1, but I don't remember. Maybe like 1 when it was still very much a work in progress, right? We look at the hand. It's just good practice to leave it open. Like when a hand is revealed, it's there. This card is so flipping good. Wow. I just get to look at their hand for no cost. Okay, thank you. Noxus hopeful for her for 4, and then they're ready to. Okay, that's not very good. I'm definitely quite interested in slamming the Void Assault here, but it would also... Grim Resolve, Void Assault takes this, but the problem with Grim Resolve plus Void Assault is that we're not going to get the Seat of Power because I don't have enough to do that and develop a unit, right? I mean, there's a very good chance they gust us, though, if we just move this in. So we probably just Grim Resolve and still go for it, but we just don't draw a Seat of Power, right? But then we also don't develop a unit, which is that actually worth it? not developing a unit. They could go Vayne next turn and take out this, but we'll win 2. We'll have XP to move it back, to be fair. So we'd probably go for it. Go here. Gain a point. Get another point and an XP. I can stack deck, which I probably should have done sooner. It's just bad sequencing, right? So the question is do I want them to Vayne? It's going to be 5, not really. I'm really not sure the punch first was the right call there. Might have been a bit greedy. Yeah, I think that was a bad decision. Bro is just playing Noxus Hopefuls for full cost. That's not ideal, is it? I mean, the bad news for us is I never developed the second unit, so we're actually extremely slow here. Now the question is, do we actually secretly want them to just use up their gust, or do we want to score? I have that there too. I mean, I would like to score, so probably no is the answer. We just buff this. Go to 4. Go here. We could also like leave enough open for Kha'Zix. But I think it's fine to just rely on punch first instead, right? If they want to take a fight, I'm willing and able. Is it really 9 already? 5. Okay, so the question is, are we happy with that? Probably right. Yeah, it's pretty good. They are going to draw off Seat of Power. But don't think we got this one quite spot on in the early game. Like, I think that we needed to just develop more units. I should like, basically the early game we dominated so much, but I just didn't turn it into points, right? That's the pickle here. How have they got so many runes again? Flipping animate. So it's probably kind of like a Kha'Zix turn, right? I think it's fine to discard this. We could move the... tricky. They could obviously... they can gust as well, which I think would stop this trigger. I think we're in a bad spot. I think this game's a loss. Looks like a tough matchup. They like open really badly and we're still struggling. Although probably my play... We just needed to like turn the early game tempo with punch first into more points, right? So the question is, do we slam the punch first or do we slam the car 6? Probably car 6, right? Whoops. We could also gust our own guy, but that sounds quite bad. Did I add the point? No. Win a combat. Gust this guy. Move the Fey Folk in. Draw. We won't draw though because they are going to gust our Fey Folk as well, right? Unless I want to punch first the Fey Folk, which means we wouldn't gust him. It's a bit excessive. I can't lie. But we do draw from it, and we would like finish the turn with, like, it's not good, but I think I'm just gonna go for it. It's kind of so bad, but we gain another one, this, and draw. We're in a bad spot. Oh my god. This actually might be a good hand, Loki. We're just trying to go for broke, mate. We realise we are the aggressor somehow in this matchup. We've turned ourselves into the aggressor with my opening plays. This would have all been really swell and a good line if I'd like just transition some of the early turns into points, right? Which we were unable to achieve thus far. Now, what's kind of cool is like the Forerunner I can almost punish. Did we score? 6. I go here and I move this into it. Gust. Lol. Do they have anything? Their own gust, maybe? Go to 7. Gain an XP, draw a card. Ooh. Take a look. Blood Rush. Technically recycled, but I'll allow it. I think we just basically win. I mean, Annie could come through, right? And they can Annie Blood Rush to Forerunner. They have no Accelerate in this hand, though. So as long as we, like, split the battlefields, we should just be fine, I guess. We need to buff something. I don't really know if it makes a difference what gets buffed. I guess that makes more sense. This is one of the most ridiculous wins ever achieved. Out aggroing Annie. I mean, that's a good sign. If you can out aggro Annie, it's because like the movement stuff is just, I mean, they've really bricked, let's be fair. But like the movement stuff is just so much tempo, potentially. It's kind of like the deck has no draw. We have to be very aggressive, right? We have to utilize all of our resources as much as possible. I'm sure I didn't play this one too cleanly overall at the start of the game. I think there was a couple of decisions that were a bit off. The punch first on the Fey Folk was so outrageous, but it paid off. Like, you've just got to. This game's a good example of a game where you just have to recognize your role in the matchup, right, or in the particular situation. And my role was, oh my god, I have like got so much tempo here, but I'm so short on points and I'm so short on cards in hand. Like, I just need to totally aggro mode and see what I can do. So yeah, I think I'll call it there for today, guys. I'm doing some coaching in about 30 minutes and I'll probably just get a bite to eat before I do that. I'm coaching in 25 minutes, in fact. So I appreciate you all hanging out. We are doing daily Riftbound streams at the moment. This is a bit of an earlier start than usual because of the coaching. I guess maybe, yeah, we'll see. I don't exactly know what times I'll be doing it, but yeah. If you guys want coaching, you can check out my Metafy page or send me like an email or something. It's Joe Curly Cards on Metafy. I'll link you. But you can also you don't have to do it through Metafy. You can do it off platform. You can just send me like an email, like I say. You can send me whatever. I'm like really keen to honestly coach some people to win some best of cards. Like, I think the best of card chasing is what I can really help you guys achieve. With a bunch of different legends. Like I said, I'm helping someone with Ivan. I might even set up I think what we'll set up is like a group coaching kind of session where we all just kind of like have like a testing ground together. And those people that are in that can also be like priority for like stream games. Like if someone from the group wants to play on stream and stuff like this, to test on stream, that'll also be an opportunity. So yeah, we'll call it there, but I appreciate it. This is the most views we had on a Riftbound stream so far by quite a big distance. So that's awesome. We'll be back again tomorrow. So look out for that. Yeah, there's going to be videos coming soon on like deck guides. I've been a bit slacking on that kind of stuff. So thanks everybody for joining in on the fun. I'll see if there's someone I can raid since we actually have a lot of viewers on Twitch. Is there anybody in the old Riftbound category where we can share the love? Unleashed booster box opening. Banjo Benji. We send you to him. Struggle with Metafy? Send me an email, bro. Or like a Discord message. We'll probably play Pyke on stream in the next week or so, honestly. What were they called? Raid. Banjo Benji. Alright guys, thanks so much. Appreciate it. See ya. Thanks, Cardmarket.